Hello and welcome to this video on volume. So since we came back to online school in January, we have learned about perimeter, and we've learned about area, the perimeter of different shapes and the area. So say I have a rectangle and the rectangle is 8 centimeters across, 2 centimeters high, and then this would also be 8 centimeters and this would also be 2. To find the perimeter, we add all 4 of these numbers together, which would give us 20 centimeters. Okay, that's how we figured out the perimeter. But if I want to figure out the area, I'm finding out every bit inside of the box, okay? Inside of it. So that means that I multiply the length by the width. So I multiply 2 by 8, which gives me 16 centimeters squared. And we've figured out how to do that with squares, parallelograms, rectangles, triangles. Now we're moving on to the next topic, which is volume, okay? So far, all of the shapes that we have been looking at have been 2D, which means that they are flat. Now we are going to be looking at 3D shapes. So 3D is 3-dimensional. Like this. It looks like this. And you can draw it like this as well. Now hopefully you've watched that video that I shared yesterday, which gave you an introduction into volume. And today we're just going to do a few sums together, and then I'm going to get you to do a worksheet that I've attached to the Google Classroom. So the volume is where we find out everything inside of the 3D shape. So area is you're finding everything inside of a 2D shape. But volume, you're finding everything inside of a 3D shape. So now that we have quickly run over how to do or what volume is, I'm going to show you how to calculate volume, because it's not that difficult. It's only one extra step when you're doing these sums. So as long as you remember that perimeter is when we're adding all the sides together, and area is when we're multiplying, and volume is also multiplying, just like area. So let's have a look at this here. Now this is a cuboid. It's called a cuboid. C-U-B-O-I-D. A cuboid is when it's a square. One of the sides is a square. So we can see that this side here, this side that I'm putting a little 1 on, that's a square. And so it's like a dice. All the sides are the same. Now this is different, okay? This is a rectangular prism, it's sometimes called. All right. So this is different than a cuboid. And then this is also a rectangular prism. This one here is a rectangular prism, and so is this one. So how do we figure out the volume of the shapes? So imagine, another way of thinking about this is, imagine this is a box and we want to know how much rice we can fit inside, or how much flour we can fit inside. Or even if it was a waterproof box, how much water can we put inside? The way we do it is we get 3 measurements, okay? We get the width, which here is 2 centimeters. We get the depth, which here is also 2 centimeters. And we get the height, which is 2 centimeters. Now, if you look at the other shapes here, you can see the width here is 6 centimeters. The depth is 2, and the height is 2. And on this one over here on the right, the width is 2, and the depth is only 1, and the height of this rectangular prism is 8. So what do? We get all 3 measurements and we multiply them. So we multiply 2 by 2 by 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And then, so I got that 4 from multiplying these 2 2's. And now I have to multiply the 4 by the 2. So that is 8. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So that is 8 centimeter, and we put a 3 cubed, because the 3 is what we use for volume. For area, we use a little 2. So for area, our answer might be 8 centimeters squared or 10 centimeters squared. And then for volume, your answer will be 3 centimeters cubed or 6 centimeters cubed. Okay? And then for perimeter, it's just regular centimeters. So perimeter is regular, just old centimeters or 2 centimeters. Now this one here, we have the 3 measurements, 6, and we multiply that by 2, and then we multiply that by 2. So let's multiply the 6 and the 2 together first. And that's 12, and then we multiply it by 2 here. 2 by 12 is 24. So our answer is 24 centimeters cubed. And our last one here is 2 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 8. So 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, and then we multiply that by 8. 2 multiplied by 8 is 16. So 16 centimeters cubed. And that is how we figure out the volume of a cuboid prism or a cuboid or a rectangular prism. So I'm going to leave a worksheet with 6 more sums, and I want you to try and have a go. You should be able to answer on your phones directly, or if you're using a device, just write down the answers into your copybooks and take a picture and upload it to Google Classroom. If you have any problems, just send me an email or leave a comment on the Google Classroom. Bye.